Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and I am with Daniel Estrada. What's up, Daniel?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, I really appreciate all the families that get a total cost analysis on your behalf. For Mortgage Coach community, this is the guy that's given hundreds and hundreds of TCAs to families. So, Daniel, if you could tell us a little bit about your practice, what market you're in, the families that you serve, and then let's talk about ideas to just serve better and be more successful.
Sure. Well, I'm in the Bakersfield, California market. I'm about an hour and a half away from north of Los Angeles. My average sales price is about 165,000. Uh, really, my majority of my clients are Spanish speaking, and I'm more in the Valley area, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Got it. And then when it comes to, by the way, how many loans did you close last year? Just give us a feel for the type of lead flow that you have, the type of number of families that you're bringing through your process.
Yeah, we helped 184 families last year.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And then what percentage of your families are Spanish speaking?
I want to say about 60%.
And I just bring that up because maybe you do know, maybe you don't know, Mortgage Coach is in Spanish now. And then, of course, in your case, Daniel, sometimes you record the video in Spanish depending on what best suits the family. Is that about right?
That's about right. I mean, a lot of people that are comfortable with the online one, I'm able to shoot video. I mean, I have different types of buyers. I have buyers that prefer to drive in and pick up a copy of the total cost analysis. I have people that are okay with me emailing it. I mean, I have everybody likes it a different way, and it's okay because we can deliver it to them every different style.
Right on. What percentage of the families that you serve get a total cost analysis, and how often are you adding the video to it?
Every family it gets a total cost analysis. We have what's called a pre-approval consultation, and we want to sit down with the client one-on-one. I think it's super important to have them in our facility. I want them to experience from their name on the TV monitor as they walk in, as we usher them into the office, no waiting time in the lobby, and they get delivered this total cost analysis, pretty much giving them options, alternatives that are available for them, and I think that that's the game changer there, and that's kind of what really solidifies the relationship for me at the very end.
Love that. Love that. And then what percentage of families do you think are downloading the app, getting an app versus one in writing versus look at it on a computer? Any sense of that?
I want to say about 50 to 60%. The millennials are quick. I tell them, download this app. This is where I'm going to be able to give you updated numbers, and they're really quick to do that.
Got it. Got it. What percentage of families come into your office versus you're serving solely over the phone and mobile internet experience?
Right now, I want to say we're about 95 to 97% face to face. I do get some attorneys, engineers that do things online, but mostly I get a lot of face to face.
So and then let's walk through that. So families come in, you meet with them, you have your hopes and dreams, goals and dreams call you, they leave, and then you still give them the total cost analysis. So just walk us through your flow and also how you think that serves the family and how does that help you in your mortgage practice?
So when somebody comes into me, I always like to print out two different types of reports. I like to give them on the spot what we call the best case scenario. The best case scenario is where you get the rate you want, you get the down payment assistance, seller's credit, what have you, right? And then I like to print out what's called worst case. What if you don't get that seller credit? In my world right now, we do have a struggle with inventory, and so very competitive. Sellers are not willing to pay anything right now. And so I love to give them that worst case, best case type of scenario. Not only that, Dave, but when they leave, I like to send them the link. I love to send them the link, maybe remind them of our conversation, why I decided to give them those numbers, remind them again. It's totally up to the negotiations of a strong offer to get the closing costs. Best part is, Dave, I like to CC the realtor. Now, this helps avoid that he said, she said type of conversation. And when they can see the numbers that we provided them, the conversation the video that I gave them, it really just kind of cuts off multiple phone calls on what did you tell him, what numbers did you provide him. It just kind of saves you time.
Love that. By the way, it saves you time and it saves the client time. How often do the clients relook at your video? How often they relook it or share it with other family members?
I mean, the Hispanic cultures, like so often in my world, I mean, most Hispanics, they bring the dad, they bring the mom, they bring the brother. They want you to talk to the guy that's bought real estate before, or bought one or two homes before. And so it's always frequently that you can see them that they're sharing it because it's being the notice, the notice, the notice. But you can tell that once they see a notice and they like it, it's consistent. They're like, they can keep opening it over and over.
Like, how many times do you think your typical family is relooking at your total cost analysis?
I probably get per day anywhere between 10 to 15.
So for all you mortgage coaches out there, think about it. That's leverage. You've leveraged yourself. You've one and done. You created a quote. You gave it to one family member, and now everybody involved in that transaction has access to it. They know what you said. They know how you said it. It's compliant rate information, and it's leverage. So that's a beautiful thing. Anything else that you get from a time savings perspective when you think of mortgage coach is a sales advantage, but it's also time savings? Anything else come to mind in terms of how it saves you time?
One of the biggest parts is trying to avoid the repeated pre-approval consultations. Like always, clients, in the past used to try to come back for another pre-approval consultation, right? And I think what this system does for me is that when they're out there, I tell them most likely you're not going to make an offer exactly at 165,000 or 170. It's going to be either above or below. With this system, you just have to text me the information, the sales price, what you're negotiating, and I can give you the report right back to the same link so that you don't have to come back and pick it up or see me. That saves me a lot of time because, I mean, they would be lined up if they wanted updated numbers every single time they're going to make an offer.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And then what about this? Let's close out with a script. What do you say to the family so that when they get your total cost analysis or whatever you call it, they click on it, they download the app, they appreciate it, they share it, they use it? What's that sound like? Give us a little scripting on that.
Well, it's I always title it, their last name, and I call it total cost analysis. And the total cost analysis. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you today. Per our conversation, here is your estimate numbers. Click the link below to watch to see the report and hear the video. And that's the email that I always sent out. That's the intro email that I sent out that a lot of people always like to click on it because especially when you highlight video really big, they're like, oh, video.
Yeah, made a video for me. Your own personal video, just for you.
Right.
Share it with your friends and family members so they know what kind of loan you're getting. I love that. So, by the way, everyone, if you like this, you're watching it on YouTube, like it. Daniel, would you mind forwarding me a couple example total cost analysis? I'd love to see one, in Spanish. Love to see just a couple samples of how you're delivering, advice and education to the families that you serve in your community. Also, Mortgage Coach community, I'll put a link to a great scripts video if you want to hear some great scripts with a mortgage coach. I think it was Tim Braheen, it was Jeremy Forcier and Danny Harani. Great video. I'm going to put that down below. Will you forward those over, Daniel?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. Well, hey, man, thank you for spending time providing advice and wisdom to the mortgage coach community. If you're a manager on this, share it with your team, share it with your mortgage friends. And because we have rolled out Mortgage Coach in Spanish, every family member, to us, the modern mortgage experience is if I want it in Spanish, I get it in Spanish. If I want it on an app, I have it on an app. If I want Daniel to print it out and provide me a printout, that's a modern mortgage experience. Whatever the
Right.
family wants. If they want digital, we'll give them digital. If they want paper, we'll give them paper. So if you could forward those examples and again, share this. Hey, thanks a lot, Daniel.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.